Welcome to the Make Peace with Life podcast. We've got a lot of great topics for you guys today. I'm so anxious to get into all these things. These are all powerful topics, not that any of the others aren't, but this was when I was planning out this show is like super powerful. So, as always, share the Make Peace with Life podcast. If you ever have anybody that you think might make a great guest, send me that information. Our email address is on the website. You can check it out, and please, please, please keep listening and share as much as you can. Our first topic today is anticipation. Anticipation. I don't know how many of you really think about anticipation. And it's actually the quiet spark that is actually sometimes even bigger than the actual event. I go back to when I was a young child and waiting for Christmas Day. There was such a buildup of an anticipation. I would do a countdown. I would do all kinds of things to make it seem like it would go faster, but it would always never get here soon enough. But yet, when it got here, it was gone in an instant. So that is where that power, that is the anticipation of that event, is often more powerful than the actual event, because once you get to it, that just flies right by and you go past. But the anticipation is the building up of excitement. It's the building up. And yes, there can be anxious anticipation to where you're, feeling a little stressed about something, but we're wanting to more focus on building up of that excitement of anticipation, that getting to a point where you want to be. It's a look forward. It's a look into the future, if you will, what's coming and what you're going to experience. It's so powerful. I love anticipation. It tells the universe that you are ready to receive whatever that thing might be. It might be your birthday. It might be Christmas, as I mentioned earlier. It might be a vacation. It might be somebody coming home that you're anticipating. All that boils into that deep inside excitement of anticipation and how you're going. You can't wait to get to that point. You can't wait to that the energy is constantly pulling you. It's pulling you towards it, but it's like you're stuck in some, your feet are stuck in tar or something. They can't quite pull you. And there's such a curiosity around this because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know the exact outcome of that situation, but that anticipation is just boiling and boiling and boiling inside of you. It's unbelievable what anticipation can do for you. It's a feeling. It's deep inside. It's just, but it also becomes powerful, creative. Think of all the things you do as you're waiting, you're anticipating. As I was mentioning earlier, when I was a young child and I would try to do things to make it go faster. I would make countdown boards. I would, set a timer. I would do all sorts of things. But this enhances the overall experience. And I think once people start to understand and to learn and how to grow within the anticipation, and here comes the very metaphysical part of anticipation, you learn to set in anticipation. You learn to appreciate the anticipation. You get a lot more out of the event than the actual event. We were talking about earlier in the start of this segment that anticipation is often, as you look at it, the anticipation is often more greater than the actual event. Not that that's not great, but it goes by so fast. The anticipation is a buildup. Excitement gets you more and more and more excited about that individual thing that's going to be happening. But on a metaphysical side, if you can sit down in that anticipation and start to enjoy the anticipation, start to really see what it does to you. It builds excitement. It builds, makes the event farther away, but yet closer, all in the same way. It makes you appreciate the time that you've waited for that event. Anticipation is a funny, funny thing because we don't necessarily think of it as a great time. We think of the anticipation of wanting to get there, and we so often, this is one of the great parts of Make Peace with Life, when we want to rush into everything. But Make Peace with Life is more of let's slow down and appreciate all the steps that are getting us there. All the steps as I'm walking, all the steps that are getting us there, because that, my friend, is often a wonderful space to be in, and to the knowledge that you're gaining as you're going towards it, the excitement that you're building, the countdown, all of that blends together into this wonderful energy of anticipation that you can use to excite yourself, to make yourself powerful. I think anticipation is so underrated as far as enjoying it, that if you can step back and start to enjoy the anticipation, you're going to get a lot more out of life and a lot more out of everything that you do, instead of just trying to rush and get there as fast as you can. Slow down, take a breath, enjoy the ride along the way. That's what anticipation is all about, my friends. That is what anticipation is all about. Okay, moving on. My next subject is something that's strange that happened to me the other day. It actually happened to me. I've never, ever had this happen before, and it revolves around a dream. Actually, a couple of dreams. So I call this segment the double dream. So the other day, and usually I only get dreams, really vivid dreams, when I fall asleep for a short period of time. So I'm not like in a deep sleep and remember my dreams very well. And that's just me. That's just who I am. Everybody's different. Everybody remembers their dreams a little differently. But I fell asleep. I bet I was only asleep for 15, 20 minutes at the most. And I had this dream. I'm a big Billy Idol fan. I love Billy Idol since I was in high school. I'm so happy that he's making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's beside the point. But I had this dream that Billy Idol was going to come on the podcast. It was a great dream. I was talking with Billy Idol. We were discussing, what kind of questions he wanted to ask or what he wanted to be answering. What things might be off limits, all that. It was really like I was sitting down with Billy Idol. We were really going to have him on the show. We were hashing it out to make it the best show possible. And it was great. And like I said, I was probably only asleep 15, 20 minutes. I woke up, I had a notebook by my nightstand. I scribbled it down. I was like, I want to remember this dream. I scribbled it down. Billy Idol on the podcast, in case, for instance, Billy Idol's listening and he wants to come on the podcast, I'd be happy to have you on the Make Peace with Life podcast. But so I wrote it all down. I wrote it, put it on the nightstand. I even took my time to make sure, because sometimes I do that and sometimes I'm unable to read that chicken scratchings in the middle of the night. But I set it on the nightstand. I took my time. I made sure that I could read what it said, and I fell back asleep. And again, a very similar moment happened for me. I was laying there asleep, probably another 15, 20 minutes, but I had another dream where I was telling somebody about the dream, the first dream. So I was telling them that I had a dream that Billy Idol was going to be on the podcast, and I was telling them all the details about the dream, very specific and everything. And what was funny about the dream was the person I was speaking to it in the dream was thinking it was real. They were excited. They were like, I can't believe you're going to have Billy Idol on the podcast. And I kept saying, in the second dream, I kept saying, no, that was just a dream. I had a dream about that. This is not actually happening. And so I woke up from that dream and I was like, what was all that about? So I had two dreams in a row that mirrored off of each other. And it really baffled me. I've never, ever had this happen before. I'll have a dream, it might have something that happens, or that it's very similar to something that happens in life. But I've never had a dream that's led into another dream of this interesting magnitude. So I sat down and I tried to analyze it, and I'd love to hear anybody's opinion out there. If you have an opinion on what you think this might mean, I would love to hear it, because obviously dreams are such a funny thing. We don't have all the answers, but why would I dream something and then have another dream where I was explaining to somebody, but they think that first dream was real, and I'm trying to tell them it wasn't. So it's a very interesting concept as to why that dreams happened in that sequence. I'm very interested in to hear if anybody else has any tips. Dream work is not my specialty. It's not something that I've studied a lot in, but this has really made me interested into thinking, how do dreams interact like that? Especially when you have back-to-back ones that mirror each other so specifically. Because the second dream, I was actually even rehashing the first dream over and over and telling this person about it. And then I told them it was a dream, but they took it literally, and they were like, "Oh my gosh!" So maybe that actually means Billy Idol's going to come on the podcast. Who knows? But if he does, I'd be happy to have him. I'd be happy to interview him. Again, one of my favorite performers of all time. I've seen him several times, and I will keep seeing him until he stops performing. But I just want to know what you think about that dream. So leave some comments. There's places down below. On the website, makepeacewithlife.com, that you can leave me comments and let us know what you think that might actually mean. Now, my next segment, and again, you'll learn as you stay with these podcasts that I'm very much into the spiritual, supernatural. I love cryptids. I love ghosts. I love the whole thought of those things, and I have my own opinions on all of them. But one of the shows that I like to watch is The Curse of Oak Island. I don't know if many of you have seen that, but these gentlemen, Rick and Marty Laguna, have been searching for this treasure on Oak Island, that's an island in Canada, for 13 seasons now. I don't know if that equals 13 years or more, but for 13 seasons they've been going through this, trying to find this treasure. I mean, and this is a major endeavor. This is not just a couple of guys with metal detectors running around thinking they found something. They're digging huge holes. They're excavating things. They're doing everything. And I was sitting there the other day thinking, man, I probably would have given up by now. I probably would have given up. And then I got to thinking about perseverance. As I've started this podcast, I've realized I've set this standard out that I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going until I'm not able to do it anymore, because this is a message that I want to get out. And it resonated me with this show, The Curse of Oak Island. These gentlemen have been looking, and there's more than just the two guys I mentioned. There's a whole slew of a team that is looking for these, and companies that are coming in and doing things. This is not a small endeavor by any means. And I keep thinking, wow, they have that perseverance. And while I'm thinking, oh man, maybe they should just give it up. They're not finding anything. They're just finding little things. They're not finding huge treasures or anything right now, but they have the perseverance to go looking for it. They have done research. They have looked all over the world. They've brought experts in. They're finding little things. They're finding things from different countries, different centuries, different time periods, that are all keeping up their curiosity that drives their perseverance. They are going, and they're not going to give up. And that's one of the things I love about the show, is because each season ends and they're not like, I don't know if we'll be back. I don't know if we should keep doing this. I don't know. That never crosses their lips. Even when they do something and they hit absolute zero, they don't get a thing out of it, doesn't dampen their perseverance. And I think we can learn a big lesson from this ourselves, because we so often are in our society are instant gratification. We need it right now. We need it right now. So if another person went out there to look for a treasure, they might be like, oh, we didn't find it. We're done. We're out of here. We're not coming back to look. And they are not the only ones that have been on this island looking for it. There's been several teams out on this island throughout for 200 some years, I think it has been, that have been looking for this treasure that's supposedly buried there. And it fascinates me even more because, there's possibilities of Knights Templar being on there. There's possibilities of people from Portugal. There's possibilities of pirates. All this fascinates me, and I want them so badly to find something. Every time I tune in, I'm like, I just want to see them find something. I want to see them excited. But yet, each show, they're excited. Each show, whether they find something little tiny, find nothing, find something that might not even be connected, they get excited because there's a process and a perseverance that's going along with it. They're not planning on giving up. And I think when you start to look at that, when I start to look at the show as a whole, I think they've already found treasure. They've already found treasure. They have, first of all, they have all these wonderful people that are working on the show with them, that are doing their part to help find archaeologists, construction companies. They have all this great team, and they're all in this together. The metal detection experts are just fascinating on the show. I love them to death. And it's funny because it's been on for 13 seasons now. So some of the people that were on there were younger are now starting to get gray hair, but they're not giving up. And the treasure is, I think, in the fact of not giving up, the perseverance, that they're going to keep going and keep going until hopefully they find something. There's a possibility that they won't, but they have the thought process that they are going to, so that keeps them going. So my feeling is they've already found the treasure. First of all, this has been an excellent adventure to follow and watch. And I think if you talk to any of the people on the cast or the people on the show, they feel the same way. This is not done in vain. This is not just a gimmick. This is not just something to make them money. This is a passion of theirs, and following a passion is so wonderful and so great. I can't believe that people would be able to, I mean, they're spending a lot of money, obviously, but that they'll be able to spend this much money following their passion. I love it. It absolutely thrills my soul to watch, even when they don't find anything, or even when they do, they constantly do those breakaways, like, what is that doing here? Like they found something incredible and they come back. But I love the whole show. I love the concept, but I love the perseverance. And I think that's the real treasure in the show, is that they're not giving up. They're sticking to their guns. They're going to find out what is down there. They're going to keep trying. And we're getting to follow along on a TV show. I'm not a big TV buff, but there are certain things that I like to watch. And this team of people has really been embedded in me, and I love to see what they're doing, and I love to see their adventures. So the perseverance is something that from this show that everybody could take a little bit of. So do that. I told you this show is jam-packed. Now I'm going to go to one of my most amazing or most interesting topics to talk about or to discuss in that manner. And I'd love to hear all your opinions on this as we go out. But I want to talk about love as a renewable resource. And we think of love, and we think of how powerful it is, and we all have had experienced some form of love or not. Some more than others. Some that will say that they haven't experienced love, but we all had some form of love. There's very many different types of love. There's romantic love. There's love for your children. There's love for your family members. There's love for friends. There's a love and a passion for doing certain things. There's a love and a passion for hobbies and activities. So there's unlimited amounts of love out there in the world. But the one thing that I find so fascinating is there's not a limit on love. Love is renewable. Love is a resource that keeps us going. We don't run out of love. We're not sitting at home going, oh, gosh, I got too many kids. I can't love them all, so I'm just going to have to start picking and choosing. It's not how it works. You have enough love for everybody. You have enough love to share. You have enough love to go around for everybody, everything you have a passion about, everything you want to do in life. You have unlimited resource of love within you. Sometimes we think that we don't have any love. If a partner leaves us, or our kids move away, or or we lose the passion for a hobby or an activity that we do. We don't lose love. We don't. It doesn't go away. It doesn't falter. It just kind of goes into hiding, if you will. It's still there. It's still wanting to come out, but we kind of tamp it down. Especially in the case of a loving relationship where you might split. It's not that you stop caring so much or stop having love. You just kind of put it down for a minute until either something happens and that love comes back into your life, or a new person comes into your life that brings that love to the surface. It's still there. It's not going anywhere, and you still have plenty of it. So we do get sometimes in that situation a little scared to love again or to give love to somebody new. But we have plenty of that love inside of us. And the best part is love grows. Love keeps growing. So as you get more and more attached to somebody, your kids, your significant other, even if, like I said, it's an activity or a hobby, your love can grow and grow and grow for that. There's not a limit to it. There's not like, oh, I've loved enough, I can't love anymore. This is the most, this is the top. I cannot do it anymore. There's no more love to give, because we can keep loving and learning and growing. I was a question the other day about, oh, how can you love somebody more than you loved them yesterday? And I was like, because new things, new adventures come up, new time spent together, new laughter, new memories are created that creates more and more and more love. And the best part is you give your love away and it comes back to you in many ways. Either somebody else loves you, or you just feel good because you're loving. There's a feeling deep inside of us that love creates when we're giving love. And it's not that we have to get it back. There's a goodness, a wholeness into loving. I hate to say unconditionally in that manner, but it is sort of unconditionally. We give our love. We don't expect a reward back from our love. We love because we love. And if you're expecting a reward back from your love, maybe you're not loving the real way. You should maybe just relax a little bit and let that love fester inside of you. Our bodies are wired for love. So there's chemicals that are released when we feel love, when we feel romantic love, dopamine, when we feel a feeling of well-being, the serotonin. There's other chemicals that are released by our body when we feel these things. So that scientifically seems to prove that we are wired to be in love. We are wired to be needed. We are wired to give love. We are wired to feel at peace. We are wired to make peace with life. It is amazing what love can do for you and your community and around you and everything. And this takes me to the metaphysical approach of love, and how love is like its own frequency. Love is like something that we can't control, we can't harness, we can't put it in a box, we can't collect it in that sense. We can't collect it like trading cards or gold or anything like that. Love is this wonderful frequency that's out in the world that we get to receive and we get to share. And it's circular. So you give love and it comes back to you. You give love and it comes back to you. Not often in every way that we think it should, but so often it just keeps rolling around. And it seems like the more you love, the more you get back in return. So it's that almost kind of like that law of attraction. I hate to use that term too much because I'm not a big law of attraction, like you just think about something and it happens. But it is like if you hold all your love back, then you're shortchanging not only the people out there, but yourself as well, because we are meant to love. We are meant to give that energy out. It is not something to hold on to. It's not something to collect and keep in a locked cabinet in our house. We are supposed to give love away And that is what makes love so special. And that's why it's that renewable resource. It expands. I mean, love keeps expanding as people grow. And again, this is one of the reasons I started Make Peace with Life, is because there's so much anger and hatred out there that instead of spreading that, instead of being mad at people and hating people because they're different from us, we should be loving them, trying to understand them instead of trying to push them away because they're different than us, to understand what they're thinking or what they're bringing to the world and the love that they're sharing. So it's a very broad topic. This could go on and on and on and on, because love is so powerful. Love is, again, I call it, in the segment, I've called it a renewable resource. And I do think it's a resource. I think it's something that builds great character. It builds great creativity. It builds wonderful people. It connects us in so many different ways to so many people, groups, entities, hobbies. The world is out there that needs to be loved. Travel. I love to travel. So that's different from the way I love a person. But it's also a love that just grows. Every time I go someplace, I want to go, I'm ready to go the next place. So that love keeps growing. It doesn't get stale in that sense. And I think that's the beautiful thing about love, is it's constantly growing, constantly evolving, constantly wrapping its arms around us, making us feel better, and making us find peace with life. So those are some great topics today. Oh my gosh, this show was chock full of great things. I love talking about all this. As we get more and more into this Make Peace with Life podcast, I'm going to try to bring on some guests, try to have some people, experts, come on and talk about how to make peace with life. So if you have somebody, please go to the website and send me an email or somebody that you might think, or if you want to be a guest on the show sometime, please, the door is open. We'll set something up. We'll work it out, and we will get those other experts. And I love to hear other people's opinions. Love to have great debates. I just love to make peace with life and to enjoy everything that's out there in this world for us. So, last things here, make sure to check out all the other podcasts. Share this podcast. Make sure everybody knows about it. Keep us rolling. We want it to be as big as possible. We want to touch as many people as possible. Don't forget to get your book, Make Peace with Life, book on Amazon. You can get it. If you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, you can read it for free. Do that. Come on, go pick up one of these shirts. Nothing feels better. Every time I wear this shirt, or one of my other shirts, you've probably seen I have many colors and many styles of these shirts, it makes me feel good. And it's amazing how much conversation it sparks up with people as I go to the grocery store with this. And I know I did a blog post on that. How many comments I get about my shirt, and I'm not saying anything, they're just commenting about it. So, and last thing is just make peace with life. Live your life, love your life, and just be happy doing it. And I will keep coming back here to help you find more ways to make peace with life. I'm doing the wrong hand. Maybe I should do this hand now. So you guys have a great day, and I'll be back soon with another podcast for you guys.